Ministry of IT, we have a policy that whatever strategy or policy we make, it should be inclusive. We should have all the feedback from the relevant stakeholders, citizens, so that whatever policy is made is reflective of the interest of all the stakeholders. So Digital Pakistan Policy 2021 is a policy basically for economic prosperity and empowering the citizens. We want to empower citizens by providing them in the digital space access to information, access to their rights, access to the decision makers. So that whatever decision making is made, it's not just the election where there is input from the citizen, but it should be more at a micro level. So this digital transformation will enable our citizens to participate in the decision making. On the other hand, we have an immensely talented population of youth in Pakistan, and we want to transform into a knowledge economy. So if this knowledge economy transformation will bring economic prosperity in the country. So keeping in view this overall agenda of empowering citizens and bringing economic prosperity, we have defined certain pillars in our Digital Pakistan policy, because we have to build the whole ecosystem. Once the ecosystem is built, then we will be able to get fruit out of this digital transformation. And the key pillars of this ecosystem are ICT infrastructure is the first pillar that we have defined, and that's the base of digital transformation. If we have connectivity, if we have the required infrastructure for this digital transformation, the application and the services over it will be accessible by the citizens. So ICT infrastructure is first pillar of our Digital Pakistan policy. The second pillar is e-governance. We believe that transparency and efficiency in the governance is somewhat synonym to economic prosperity. So this digital transformation will help bring transparency and efficiency into our governance. So e-governance is our second pillar. The third is HRD skill development. Like I mentioned earlier, we want to transform into knowledge economy where we are at the top layer of value addition as far as economic activity is concerned. So for that, human capital is of paramount importance. So that's the third pillar of our Digital Pakistan policy, and there will be special focus on building skills and building human resource capital in the country. The fourth one is innovation and entrepreneurship. We believe that this transformation is not just the government that has to do the transformation. Governments globally are not innovative. There is certain inertia into the government operations. So it has to be led by the private sector. It has to be led by our youth. It has to be led by people who have innovative minds. So once we provide the requisite environment, digital infrastructure, digital platforms, the applications, services, and operations that has to come over it, has to come in an innovative way. So innovation is a focus area for the government. We'll facilitate our private sector to bring in new applications, new services to meet the growing demand of citizens. The fifth one is fintech, e-commerce, and digital platforms. Again, once we have the connectivity, once we have the underlying infrastructure, it's the infrastructure that comes over it. And the financial inclusion is of fundamental importance. Our rural population, which is bulk of our population, do not have access to financial services. So in order to bring in inclusivity, we have to support and we have to bring in financial inclusion. So that's the fifth pillar of our policy. The sixth pillar is software development, IT, and IT export. We have seen in recent past immense growth in our software development, in our exports. So and this correlates with the knowledge economy as well. So the software development and IT export is again one of our focus area. This digital policy will unfold government's direction to support this software development and this export area. So that's another important pillar. One understanding that we have at the government that this digital transformation has to be done in a collaborative manner. The governments, be it different institutions of a single government or provincial government or federal government, we all government factions have to work together, and we have to work with the private sector. We believe that this transformation can only be successful if we have the right collaborative model with the private sector. So this will be a focus area of this Digital Pakistan policy. And lastly, if we don't have the trust of citizen, businesses, government in our digital ecosystem, we will not be able to successfully transform. So in order to bring in the trust of citizen, businesses into our digital space, privacy and security is also very important. So already we are working on multiple policies to ensure the privacy and security of data and citizens and businesses' interest. But this will be a focus area for our Digital Pakistan policy. So this is just an overview of our Digital Pakistan policy. This is our direction. We are having separate sessions for each pillar. We will get your input, and we will be expecting more a policy level, a macro level inputs from you. We understand there are micro level problems, but once we are formulating a policy, we have to be thinking at a national level where whatever actions we take have an impact of global in terms of nationally. So we would be expecting such inputs from you, and we will analyze those inputs. Once we finalize our policy based on this input, we will also share that final policy with you so that you can also see if we have missed out on anything. So we, in this next 1 day or two, we'll be hearing from you, we'll be listening, whatever inputs you have, and then our output will come into the form of a policy. So